out at the bottom of our screen, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed solidarity with Iran. He's also condoled the death of President Raisi in that helicopter crash. PM condoling the death of the Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, where after more than 15 hours and amid very, very inclement weather, the crash site, more than 73 rescue teams present there. He is now said deeply saddened and shocked by the tragic demise of Dr. Saeed Ibrahim Raisi, President of the Islamic Republic of Iran. His contribution to strengthening India-Iran bilateral relationship will always be remembered. My heartfelt condolences to his family and the people of Iran. India stands with Iran in this time of sorrow. Abhishek Jha is with us on the phone line. Yes, Abhishek, what's the update? 73 rescue teams, have they been able to reach the site?
It has been a very tough night for the Iranians. We have seen about 70 plus rescue teams and search teams from across the world, from Russia, from Turkey and neighboring states also were engaged in this rescue operation. Unfortunately, the wreckage has been found now, and the officers who have reached the site have said that there is no sign of life there. So it has been understood that Iranian President Raisi has died with all on board the helicopter, including Iranian Foreign Minister Abdullahian. And this is the time when Iranians are seeing a pouring of condolence messages from across the world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself has tweeted and said that he is saddened by the demise of the President of Iran. We have seen just few days before India and Iran has signed a very important deal that would entail a development of Chabahar port for a 10-year contract. So we can understand the kind of deep engagement India and Iran were having, and with the new government that is supposedly going to take place in the next 2 months, there could be a new direction that the Iranian government will take, and with the kind of crisis that we are witnessing in Middle East, how the political narrative will shape up, that we'll have to see.
Well, Zaka, Rahul, quick word. Zaka, what does this imply? Because technically, the Vice President takes charge. In 50 days, they have to elect a new president.
Correct. So the Vice President will take charge, and then within 2 months, they have to have new elections. Raisi had moved Iran further into a more right-wing, clamping down on dissent. You remember the women protests, people were coming out against the hijab, people were cutting their hair, there were Olympic athletes, women athletes who were coming out. So domestically, the last 3 years of the Raisi regime has been one of the most repressive. But more importantly, what it also means is that the supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, he is aging and aging quite fast, and there's speculation that in the next few months, if not in the next year or so, there will be some kind of a decision on who will be the next supreme leader of Iran. And Mr. Raisi was one of the front runners to replace Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But now with his death, his passing away, what may that mean? What is the new leadership? Is there a new leader who will emerge? There is a lot of protests in Iran that we've seen, particularly in the last year or so. I mentioned about the women. There have been people who have come out and said that, we need to look past this clerical rule. Since 1979, since the revolution happened, it's been clerical rule. It's been ruled by the Khameneis. So there have been sections of the society there in Iran who have revolted against this. But of course, a lot of this has been crushed with the heavy hand of the Iranian state. It also comes at a critical time externally for Iran. This whole proxy war between Israel and Iran has now very much come out into the open with the Hamas attack that happened on the 7th of October. Then, of course, Israel's retaliatory targeting of the Iranian embassy complex in Damascus, and then Iran responding to that with drone attacks. So very much that proxy war was out in the open. So a lot of this is going to change, and a lot of this is going to be shaped by the events of the next 2 months or so, and whoever the next leader of Iran is going to be.
Yeah, I'll just take it forward from where Zaka ended. Look, for India, this presents a challenge, because if it assumes the kind of dimension that it's sort of being played out, that there is perhaps the role of X agency and Y agency, India in its West Asia diplomacy has fingers in 3 pies. So it's with the Gulf states, it's with Iran, and it also has to sort of take along Israel, because we are part of also a very important grouping when it comes to Israel with the United States. So India has a lot of balancing to do. Chabahar port is extremely important for India because it's a countervailing sort of asset to Gwadar that gives China access to the Gulf Iran has been quite steadfast supply of oil to India. We've also risked American wrath when it comes to sort of continuing our engagement with Iran. So all of this builds in flux. It will, as Zaka was saying, create complications. Once again, throw this West Asian area, very important geopolitical area, into a state of flux, creating challenges for Indian diplomacy. And once again, I don't want to sort of try and suggest that, you know, stability at home will be an asset. Obviously, it will be. I don't want to in any way suggest that an India alliance or an opposition alliance that is sort of pulled asunder in different parts will be less capable of dealing with these challenges. But there is an international dimension right now, which is going to deepen. And India has, under Modi, charted a particular course which we will obviously want to see continue on.
Well, we can say the next 15 days in Bharat will be very critical for the future of Bharat, and the next 50 days in Iran will be very critically and very closely watched, and there will be lots of entities who would want to try and steer the boat in different directions. Right now, let's hope that Iran finds solace and also is able to elect wisely and choose wisely their direction forward. We're going to take a very short break. Stay with us.
Thank you for watching CNBC TV 18. For all the latest news and updates, do follow us on our social media platforms.